So I go to law enforcement's personal web pages, their LinkedIn, Wikipedia, and I find it very interesting how a lot of them say that they study the criminal behavior. They study the criminal mind. Psychiatrists. They study psychology. My $1 million question, $1 trillion question. As a matter of fact, I would be willing to trade my soul if I was wrong on asking this question. I would certainly love to hear their answer, their response, their family's response, their son's response, their daughter's response, not their boss's response because their boss is the same thing, their spouse's boss or their spouse. I would love to hear this answer. Why do you want people to believe something that you are clearly not? Why do you want people to believe that you're a psychiatrist? You know about the brain, the criminal mind. Why do you want us all to believe that? Why do we want to be something that we're not? Again, you guys can't answer that question. That one case in Wisconsin where the guy went away to prison and they found him innocent. Got an ice cream brain freeze right now, but it's a very popular case. The teenager went away to prison because they coerced him because he thought he was going to make seventh period. Stephen Avery's, that case. There was this one attorney who actually reminded me of myself. He puts the so-called investigator on the stand, and he's questioning him. And then he asks him, "Are you certified to be a doctor?" "No." "Are you certified to be a shrink?" "No." "You're not certified in anything. Is that correct?" "Yeah." That makes my soul feel so good. So good. It makes me sincerely happy to know that I'm not alone. To know that once they're on the stand, they can't send you to their receptionist to avoid your phone calls. They can't pull out the white card and ignore you. You have to answer. "You're not certified in anything, correct?" And of course, people laughed. But you see this investigator with the little shield on his belt. You see his gun on the right. And all of a sudden we think, oh, here comes God. Here comes the CIA. You're going to save the day. When it's not only not true, but it's so far from the truth. It's not even close. It's like you're selling something for $100. I'm telling you I'll give you $1 for it. We're not even anywhere close to making a deal. That's the sad part about it. So, back to you. I saw you on the news not too long ago, and it made me toss and turn when I was sleeping. It literally ruined my sleep. I was literally trying to figure this out. You said a numerous amount of things after those two nerds that you call CPD, after those two nerds have got shot. And I don't know which one to bring up first because it's troubling my mind up here to try to talk to you. It's troubling my mind to do this video and have you watch it. You see, you probably don't know that I know how to do this, and believe me, I wish I didn't because it's not cool. Some people call it a gift, some people call it a skill, some people, they say, damn, you were right, you were right. I wish I couldn't do this. When I see someone speak, when I watch someone just for a few seconds, I could pretty much tell who you are as a person. My soul and my brain, they retreat from this head and this body, and they go into you. And you may think I'm trying to make a joke when I say this, but I'm not. I can't stay inside of your head and in your body for a long period of time because it hurts me. It hurts my soul. It hurts my heart. It hurts my head because I know that you are up to no good. I feel evil. And it's not funny. It's not cool. It gives me headaches. It troubles. It ruins my day. So you mentioned that in so many words, the reason why that happened in the back of the yards with the two nerds getting shot is, in so many words, I interpret it as it's the judge's fault for releasing the criminals back onto the streets. And these are your words, not mine. Let me know if my interpretation is wrong. I don't believe it is. You stated that we want all the judges to know what's going on here. So, it's the judge's fault now. I heard Gary McCarthy for 6 years. It's the lawmakers' fault. It's Springfield's fault for allowing these repeat gun offenders to be back out on the street. It's everyone else's fault. There's a pecking order. The nerds blame Rahm blames the lawmakers, and the lawmakers just don't respond. The puck stops there. So it's not your fault. It's not CPD's fault. It's not Rahm's fault. It's not the lawmakers' fault anymore. It's now the judge's fault. Correct? It's everyone else's fault but your fault. It's everyone else's fault but your fault. Is that correct? So once the lawmakers and the judges put these one person who is a gun offender, he puts him away for life. That means nothing won't happen anymore because he's gone for life, correct? That means there won't be a new person who's a new teenager who has a new weapon. That means that won't happen, correct? That teenager won't be born, correct? All the judge has to do is put that one person away, and then the new one won't appear anymore, according to you, correct? Correct. Absolutely, according to you. No, it's not correct. No, it's not the judges or the lawmakers' fault. I feel very uncomfortable explaining the Constitution to you and the Second Amendment to you. I feel very uncomfortable explaining that Texas is 4 times the size of the state of Illinois and their crime and murder rates is nowhere near ours. I feel very uncomfortable explaining to you that the good people get screwed over because of people like you who tried to be the hero and ban the Second Amendment right. I feel so awkward and uncomfortable explaining to you that you have absolutely no right to take away anyone's Second Amendment and their Constitution. I feel so uncomfortable explaining that to you. So I can't explain that to you. Another thing you said, and there's a few, but I'll just stick with one more because I think you get the point. You said that most criminals know that they're 65% not going to be arrested for their crimes. Then you said most criminals know if they are arrested, it's 75% of the time that won't lead to a conviction. Which one is it? Is it the judge's fault? Oh, I'm just talking. I'm just talking. I'm exercising my freedom of speech. Is it the judge's fault? Is it the lawmaker's fault? Or it's the criminals know that they're 65% they won't get arrested and they're 75% not going to be convicted? There's a lot of finger pointing here. A lot of finger pointing, a lot of blame going that way and that way. Can you explain that one? You know, when the FBI indicts you, they got you for the majority of the time. When the FBI wants you, you better just pack up and try to leave on a plane to God only knows where. If that even works, which is it won't. Why is that? No, because the FBI is psychiatrists. Because the FBI is trained. Because the FBI has some serious and real qualifications. Not you. Not Rom. Not your nerds. This is why I don't like Chicago PD. This is why I don't like Chicago Fire. This is why I don't like Law and Order. Let me do some serious psychology. Let me show you what serious criminal minds are. You watch Law and Order as a kid, as a teenager. You saw the detective. You saw that he had muscles. You watched Chicago Fire. You saw the fireman. You saw that girls liked him. You saw the billion-dollar camera in the lens. You saw the lighting. You saw the special effects. You heard the music in the background. You heard the rush. You heard the drum beat go boom, 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 boom. You saw him draw his weapon. You heard the audience clapping very loud at the end when he or she saved the day. Now you want to be that person. Now you want to be Law and Order. Now you want to be the fireman. Now you want to be the hero. Now you want to save the day. Now you want the women. That's why I hate Law and Order. That's why I hate Chicago PD. Chicago PD, that show isn't even about the Chicago Police Department. They just took the name Chicago and thought it was fucking cool. Chicago Fire. That's not even about Chicago Fire. They just took the name Chicago and thought it was fucking cool. So now you have hundreds, if not thousands, right now as we speak, of kids who are in high school, of kids who are in college, who watch that show on a regular fucking basis. And now, in a couple of years, if not sooner, they're gonna be Chicago PD. They're gonna be Chicago Fire. But the only difference is, this isn't a set. This is real life. The only difference is, those are actors. The position that you're trying to get in, that you probably will get because it's not that fucking hard, well, I guess you're an actor too. You're pretending to be something that you're not. You know who I blame? As I said before, I'm going to give you some reliable intelligence. I'm going to help you out. I'm going to do your job for you. It's not because of you. It's for other personal reasons. But don't worry. Before this video ends, I'll give you a freebie. Ah, fuck. I gotta get out of your head. You're watching me. I know you're watching this. See that keyboard back there? See this? You see the other keyboard? You see the machine? You see the other keyboard? You see the surveillance cameras everywhere? Those are just prompts. I really don't know how to use them. As a matter of fact, I had to pay a technician to come in and turn that keyboard on because I didn't know how. But I want you to believe I know how to use that keyboard. I want you to believe that I know how to turn that on. I want you to believe that I'm this engineer. I don't know how to use any of this shit. It's all prompts. So I'm going to go on my Wikipedia and I'm going to type engineer, producer. And then you have all these people believe it. Then we're going to have the state government give me $100,000. Is that what you make, if I recall? $100,000, 6 figures. And then when there's no music coming out of these keyboards, when there's no sound, when there's no power, it's not going to make a difference because I'm still going to get the $100,000. Exactly. I got to end this. I'm going to give you a hand, okay? How many years have we heard that the back of the yards have trouble? The back of the yards have problems. A lot, right? Great. Great, at least we agree on something. There's a lot of problems coming from the back of the yards. Let's just focus on this one problem. The nerds have been shot. Bullet-proof glass for the nerd vehicles in the high crime rate areas. I would like to see bulletproof glass on all nerd vehicles. As a matter of fact, I would like to see bulletproof glass on every vehicle, even if you're a civilian. But definitely bulletproof glass for the nerd vehicles. Why is that? Well, this is a great fucking target. This is a great fucking example. This is a great fucking reason. This is a great fucking pick because they just got shot at. And they didn't just get shot at one time. They got shot multiple times until the gangbanger ran out of bullets. If I heard correct. If it was bulletproof glass, a bullet would have never made it through the windshield. Bulletproof glass on all the nerds' vehicles in high crime rate areas. And this conversation is over with. If you request and demand anything and accept nothing less, don't talk back to me. Bulletproof glass on all the nerds' vehicles. If I have to explain myself, I guarantee you, you will be on my radar for the rest of your pathetic life, and eventually you will lose your pension, you will lose your job, I will humiliate you on YouTube, I will destroy you from a verbal point of view. Never, ever, ever, never go against me. You're an alderman. Take control over your area. Take control over your perimeter. Take control over the people who have put you in office and gave you $100,000 that no other company would give you. Bulletproof glass for all nerd vehicles. That's it. This conversation is over. When the president drives around anywhere, if the president was going to drive around in the back of the yards, do you think that Secret Service would let him drive around in a limo or a vehicle without bulletproof glass? No, of course not. Why is that? Well, because Secret Service is a fucking genius. Because Secret Service is very smart. Because Secret Service knows all about the brains, and it's not just a criminal one. Because Secret Service is the real fucking deal. Oh, I heard you. Holy fucking shit, I heard you all the way from over here. You just hurt this side of my head. CPD is not Secret Service, Eric. Well, you don't have to tell me that. I never had faith in any of you motherfuckers. But are you saying that CPD's life is less important than the president's life? Is that what I heard you say all the way from over here? Ah, yeah, you did say that, but now you're taking it back. You don't want to be caught on camera saying that. Huh. Good. Good. I'll allow your thought that was almost going to fully come out. I'll allow that to be erased. A life is a life. Whether you're a nerd, whether you're a president, whether you're a poor minority, whether you're a middle-class worker, a life is a life. You still want to argue with me with the bulletproof glass? Who's going to pay for that? I think I heard you. You were about to say that. You were about to think it. I heard you say the word money. I heard you think it. Who's going to pay for it? Oh, well, you could bark up Rahm Emanuel's house. He has plenty of money from the red light cameras. But you know what? If you're so righteous the way you believe you are, and you actually give a fuck about those kids, well, you make six figures, don't you? Bulletproof glass isn't that much money. Not for that one area. Why don't you pay for it? That's what I would do. Why don't you ask Rahm Emanuel for a loan and you'll pay it halfway back? That would really impress me. You know, as a matter of fact, I would give you this keyboard and I would make you and your wife a song. If I saw a press release that you are actually going to get bulletproof glass for all nerds' vehicles in the back of the yards because that area is contaminated with gangbangers, you're going to pay half your yearly salary if they give you a loan for bulletproof glass. You would make me a very happy person. You would show me that you're actually not like the rest of them. But that's unlikely that's going to happen. $50,000 of your own money. Why did I even bring that up? I don't know. Next. Where all my anger comes from, with the exception of none of you state employees are who you want to believe you are. I saw this video and the news anchor interviewed a teenager girl and she had her siblings with her. And they asked her, how do you feel about the violence in the back of the yards? And she said in her own words that we can't even go to the corner store to get candy because we're afraid of what the gangbangers might do to each other and we'll get caught in the crossfire. You know, I did a YouTube video about this, but I had to stop because I lost my temper and I think I said something that could be potential threats, and obviously I can't do that right now because I'm working on a humongous project that's going to legally get rid of Rahm Emanuel and legally get rid of Lisa Manigan and legally take over the city of Chicago during the 2019 election. But that angers me in words that I just can't say. So not only was I in your head, I left and then I went to go inside of her head. And I go to the store almost every day to get milk. I go to the store almost every day to get food. That has to be terribly fucked up for that girl to just want to take her siblings to the corner store to get some candy, to put a temporary smile on their face. I'm assuming they're low income, so they can't do too much of much. When I was in the city, I was fortunate enough to have a nice uncle, and he picked me up and I went to the suburbs, where it was peaceful, where I could play. Unfortunately, it doesn't look like that girl has the opportunities and the uncle that I had. So that upsets me. That pisses me the fuck off. It pisses me the fuck off because she's in her situation and she didn't deserve to be in her situation. She didn't ask to be in her situation. And it pisses me the fuck off that people like you did not create her situation, but you're supposed to be helping her situation. You get paid to help her situation, but you're clearly not capable of doing it. And while you're clearly not capable of doing it, then you give all these excuses on why you can't do it. Then you blame every single buddy underneath the sun that's on planet Earth. That's what really ticks me and pisses me off. But I'm taking care of all of that 2019. I am. You know, when I was a kid, I never liked teachers. I never bought their shit. I never liked nerds. I never bought their shit. See, I didn't know back then why I didn't like them. I just knew my soul didn't want to be around them. I just knew naturally that my soul knew they're not who they say they are. Now I grow up, and I could totally explain why from a verbal point of view. The teacher will say to her friends and to her family, well, these students have problems. It all stems from home, which I agree. You're absolutely right. Now that we agreed where the problems come from and they all stem from home, what are you here for? What are you doing about it? How much money are we paying for you to do absolutely nothing? Right. Exactly. So you're not just saying it all stems from home because you're a genius. You're saying it all stems from home because you don't have anything else to say. So when I ask you the question, what are you doing about it? Well, then you want to hang up the phone. Then you want to threaten me with the police. Then you want to ignore me. Then you want to send me to your PR lady. You're not doing anything about it. One last question. Do you believe another corporation or another CEO would pay you or any state employee the amount of money that you're getting now? The answer is no. Your qualifications are absolutely jack shit. You might have a bachelor's degree. Woohoo! So you went to a junior college and you sat for a couple of years. Wow! One last question. Do you think the NSA or the CIA would hire you for absolutely anything? No. Absolutely not. They would ask you, what have you done while you were in the city of Chicago? And what can you say? Nothing. You would go to your PR and you'd get some fancy words on leadership and you organized this and you did nothing. You did nothing to deserve your money. Your quota and your expectations are not where they're supposed to be with any other company. You get written up. You get written up a second time. The third time you're terminated. You're fired. Here in state of Illinois, in state government, you get to stay as long as you want. And you get raises as part of your contract. You're a loser. And the FBI and the politicians and the white man and professional people, they'll say, hey, Eric, we don't like your choice of words. Hey, Eric, you don't come correct. Hey, Eric, that's very rude to say that about someone. Fuck. You want me to jerk their chain? You want me to play the game? You want me to play the corporate game? Okay. Well, I can do that. For the last 8 years, the city of Chicago and the crime is getting worse and worse and worse. Is that correct? It doesn't seem to be getting better as the years goes. Is that correct? That's correct. You have gotten paid $100,000 every year. Gary McCarthy has received $345,000 for approximately 7 years. And his numbers and quotas are nowhere near expectations. They're not even coming close. They're not even in the right direction. Crime goes up. You're supposed to make it go down. Rahm Emanuel has been here for over 7 years. Crime has gone up. It's supposed to go down. Rahm Emanuel has received a high salary at approximately $400,000 for those 7 years. So why are we continuing to pay your salaries if your performance is not met, not nowhere close, but not even going in the right direction? Was that good, FBI? Was that good, politicians? Did I call someone stupid? I asked questions. Why? Exactly why. That's 110% exactly the answer I was looking for. Silence, nothing. I blame your kids. I blame your gold-digging wives for being with you. I blame all of your surroundings. My friends, my girls, my girl, they bust my fucking ass every time. They question me every time. I love my surroundings. They question me all the time. They don't stroke my ego. They're not with me for my money. They're not gold fucking diggers. They keep me on my toes. And they make me provide evidence for everything. How many times do we have to go through the back of the yards? How many times have we heard a kid playing basketball got shot? 2 nerds got shot. Another kid got shot. Another kid lost his life. How many times do we have to hear about the back of the yards? Until you grow some brains and realize surveillance cameras are your fucking best and only weapon. There's gangbangers in the back of the yards. There's gangs on one side here, a gang on this side here, a rival gang on this side here. So you know what you do? You grab 100 surveillance cameras and you put them on this block. You grab 100 more surveillance cameras and you put them on this block. You grab 100 more surveillance cameras and you put this on this block. Those gangbangers won't be able to do jack shit without those cameras watching them. You want to move to the next block of the back of the yards to do your crime because you know the cameras are here? Guess what? There's 300 more cameras on that block. There are hundreds of cameras on every block in the back of the fucking yards until you get rid of the criminals. Until they incriminate themselves. Until you fix your area. You should be embarrassed to say that you're the alderman. Rahm Emanuel should be embarrassed to say he's the mayor. CPD should be embarrassed to say they're officers for the city of Chicago. It's an embarrassment to say that I can never say I'm the mayor of the city of Chicago. I'm an embarrassment. And the only people who are my friends are the same people that I work with. Every fucking family party I have. You gotta be invited. You don't have nowhere else to fucking go. Oh, 2019 can't come soon enough. Can't come soon enough.